assez dir.
Noraly, better known as Itchy Boots, is living proof that with courage, preparation, and passion, you can conquer anything. And today we're exploring Noraly's 10 life rules for success. Whether you're a biker, traveler, or dreamer, these lessons will inspire you to embrace life's journey. 1. Prepare for the unexpected. Anticipate challenges and equip yourself to handle them.
I remember it very vividly. That was in Tajikistan when I was riding on the Pamir Highway. And I had one day where the whole day, like I didn't see anybody. There was no people, high altitude. It was cold. And I didn't have I don't travel with camping gear. But at the time I didn't have any shelter or whatever. And that was a day when I really thought, wait a second, if something happens here, if I break down or I fall down and I cannot ride on, there's nobody's gonna pass here. I have to spend the night here. It is so cold. I don't have any shelter. I'm gonna freeze to death.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave me a bit of a fright.
I'm always a bit concerned about extreme weather. So like a sudden shift in weather, riding into a thunderstorm, thunder, lightning, being out there exposed. That is something that truly petrifies me. I don't enjoy that at all. I am finally riding with good gear. So in that sense, that is not one of my concerns. So I'm protected against rain, against water. So I say that my suit is fully waterproof and my boots as well. I'm well protected against rain and cold.
Yeah.
No, I'm not concerned about bandits. I always ride in the daytime, so I never ride in the dark. I don't really see the point of that because you can't see anything of your surroundings anyway. So yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Noraly knows the road is unpredictable. From waterproof suits to emergency shelters, she's taught us that preparation isn't just smart, it's life-saving. Success starts with being ready for anything. Prepare for the worst. Enjoy the ride. 2. Always keep learning. Learn new skills to become self-reliant and confident.
When I started my trip in India with Basanti, I did spend like a week in the motorcycle district in Delhi. And I kind of got like, you say that, a quick course in motorcycle maintenance. So they showed me how to change my clutch cable. They also showed me how to fix a puncture. I had some bad luck things. So, for example, on the season 2, in the first week, I had a puncture. I lost my license, the bike plate, like those type of stupid things. I say, the bike braking, obviously, that's something I think, it's just because I haven't had serious breakdowns so far. The only time that I was into trouble was when I burned my clutch plates in Iran. That was like the only time that I really had a problem. And then I had some flat tires, but I can repair that myself. But other than that, I've been super lucky, I think, and it's just and the bike's been reliable.
When Noraly started her journey in India, she took a crash course in bike maintenance. From fixing a clutch to repairing a puncture, she proves that learning new skills can empower you to overcome challenges. 3. Choose functionality over flash. Prioritize practicality over aesthetics for lasting success.
I think, it's a bike that you can buy and then still have money left to actually do the trip. A lot of the BMWs or the GS series, they are so expensive. So I think your average person, you would spend all your money on your bike and then that's it. You don't have any money left to actually go on the adventure that you're planning to. So I think that's a big advantage, that it's cheap.
Absolutely.
And that maintenance is cheap and parts are cheap. And so I think it's a bike that a lot of people can actually afford and give you the opportunity to go on such an adventure.
A lot of electronics and technology in it. You'll find it much harder to find people that are even willing to work on your bike or have the equipment to work on your bike. So in that sense, I do think it's good to have, if you do like traveling abroad in the countries like I do, it's, in my opinion, better to have an easier bike, which is mostly just mechanical and you can pretty much fix with a hammer. Yeah, then it's much easier to do any repair if necessary or do your maintenance. So
what I like about it is because it is not a very expensive bike. If you drop it, you know, you don't have to immediately think, oh my God, you know, that's 25,000 euros on the floor. It just increases like the joy that you can experience from it without having all the time in your mind, like, don't damage it, don't damage it.
Noraly chooses bikes that are affordable, reliable, and easy to fix, even with basic tools. Her advice: invest in what gets the job done, not just what looks good. 4. Be resilient in the face of setbacks. Bounce back quickly from failures and keep moving forward.
When it comes to crashing or dropping the bike, as you saw in that video, that happened quite a few times. But it never made me change my mind about traveling by myself. My mindset is always, or has always been like, oh no, I dropped it again. Okay. And the first thing I do is just immediately I start working to pick it up. Yep. As if it's a race. I don't know why I do that. I mean, it's on the ground. I could just go sit for an hour and just drink some water and relax. But no, it's immediately after. I'm like, okay, I've done it many times myself, but I mean, it's not easy. So it's exhausting to do it by yourself. So if there's somebody around, I will always ask them, hey, can you please help me? Yeah. Because it's easier. But because I know that I can always lift it up by myself, that doesn't give me any worries when I'm riding alone remotely. I'm like, okay, if I drop the bike, just lift it back up.
Noraly has dropped her bike countless times, but she doesn't dwell on it. Her mindset? Pick it up, adjust, and keep going. Resilience is key to success, on and off the road. 5. Pay kindness forward. Give back and help others as kindness fuels mutual growth.
But it feels good because, I mean, I found on all my travels, people in general always want to help me. So then, yeah, if I see a biker or somebody who I can help, then I'm just super happy that I can, you know, return the favor every once in a while.
In all the travels, I think in Central Asia, so all the Stan, basically any country that ends in Stan, there I've just been received like, I don't know, like all the kids that come running and that come waving. A lot of people kind of said that they kind of accused me of them knowing that I was coming, like, this was all a setup. But obviously these people had no idea that I was passing through. But in those countries, they see a lone motorcyclist like something amazing, and there's a traveler passing through their village, and it's something new and exciting. And they all want to meet you and to chat with you. So if you then have to pick the worst, it's probably like Western Europe. If you have a problem and you're standing on the side of the road, good luck. I mean, the chances that somebody's going to stop and help you are a lot smaller than in those areas where everybody where they're fighting who can help you. Yeah.
Everywhere she goes, Noraly encounters kindness, and when the opportunity arises, she pays it forward, reminding us that small acts of kindness can make a big difference. 6. Don't let fear stop you. Face your fears with courage and use them to push forward.
I do kind of study my route. So I know, okay, there's going to be 100 kilometers per duty mode. So I do that. So I kind of have that mindset of, you know, knowing kind of how the day will look like. I now also have this Garmin InReach, and you can also press an SOS button. And if you do that, then it will send your location to a coordination team in the United States, and they will organize a search and rescue team in the country or the place where you are. Brilliant. And so you pay a monthly subscription to that. And so then you're also insured, I think, until $100,000, so that at least you're alive and also not bankrupt. So.
Riding solo in remote areas or through harsh conditions takes guts. Noraly shows that with preparation and courage, fear can be a motivator, not a barrier. 7. Step outside your comfort zone. Explore new opportunities and embrace the unknown.
Is Turkmenistan. It's an extremely fascinating country because I think after North Korea, I think Turkmenistan has one of the most hectic dictatorships in the world. And there are just such bizarre rules there that I just found an absolute fascinating country, just because it's so different from anywhere else.
Yep.
You're like, wow, this is just crazy. And unfortunately, I only had a very short transit visa, so I couldn't really explore this country. But yeah, it was definitely fascinating. For example, in the white city of Ashgabat, all the buildings had to be of white marble. Only white cars were allowed. So if you had a colored car, you had to park it outside of the city and then come into the city with a white cab. People walking on the highways with broomsticks and just sweeping the highway, like everything had to be clean, so they were manually sweeping. It was
From the marble cities of Turkmenistan to the solitude of the Pamir Highway, Noraly thrives in the unknown. Her adventures remind us that growth happens outside our comfort zones. 8. See challenges as adventures. Turn obstacles into stories of perseverance and growth.
In my opinion, you can travel anywhere without knowing the language. Like, it is definitely, I would say, never let it hold you back, because you will manage. But obviously it's a huge advantage if you do speak the language, because like in South America, my Spanish is on quite a good level, so I can communicate with the people, and then you can actually interact with locals and you can actually have proper conversations with. It just makes the journey so much more interesting. But I've obviously also been to a lot of countries where I didn't know the language, or I could speak like some basic things, and I still managed. I do think you become, by doing it more and more, you just kind of become an expert in guessing what people are trying to tell you. And if you have a lot of first meetings with people, at some point you realize everybody's always asking the same question. So often I just guessed. So people would say something in a language I didn't understand, and I thought they probably asked me where I'm from, and I would just answer Holland. Kind of look, and then if they would respond like, oh yes, and I was like, okay, I guessed it right. Because and then if they do something like this, they're asking, are you traveling alone? They just get better at guessing what people are trying to say, and it's also, I don't know, always kind of fun to try to communicate with people in that way.
For Noraly, every flat tire or tricky road is just another story to tell. Life's challenges are part of the adventure. Embrace them and keep going. 9. Love what you do, but stay grounded. Follow your passion while staying practical and prepared.
I just love what I'm doing. I think, for me, the best day is to spend a whole day on my bike. That's what I love most of it, just being able to ride all the time. And maybe it's also not really fair, because obviously my videos, I only record on my riding days. So all the hours and days that I'm sitting inside hotel rooms editing, you don't see that. So, and I do like editing, but for me, just the next day, if I know today I'm riding, I'm just super happy.
Noraly's passion for riding is unmatched, but she balances it with careful planning. Her lesson? Follow your dreams, but don't forget to be practical along the way. 10. Focus on the journey, not perfection. Enjoy the process, learn from mistakes, and keep evolving.
I am the worst YouTuber, if you can. I always hate that word, but anyway, in that sense, I'm really terrible, because it's when it becomes real tricky and I'm actually concerned, I stop thinking about the camera so much. So then I'm not thinking, oh, let's set up the tripods from this angle and filming. No, I'm just thinking, how do I get through this? And I completely forget about the camera. So I did record a little bit, but like the trickiest part itself, where I was absolutely thinking that this was going to be the end. I thought I was going to, with bike included, just go off the cliff there. And I was seriously scared at that moment, and I didn't record it. So afterwards I was like, this is so stupid. But I do think if I would be in such a situation again, I would do it again. I would not think of the camera, and I would only think of my own safety.
Success isn't about getting everything right, it's about persistence. Noraly shows us that it's not the perfect shot or flawless plan that matters, it's the joy of the journey. So there you have it, Noraly's 10 life rules for success. Which one inspires you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're ready to embrace your own adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more inspiration. Until next time, ride safe and keep chasing your dreams.
Krasse Idee.